Welcome, everybody, as we are here watching Man United surprisingly pull one of the most shithousery of games of all time. Good Lord, it's 5-4. God, that's funny. Welcome to the Dive After Hour. We're going to do a recap on Dave's crazy neighbor because apparently we've got some new stories on that. I'll give you an update.
I'm that crazy guy. So come on. I'll give it to you only because you're not giving us your drama. So you're gonna get my drama.
I'll give you my Achilles drama because we got some interesting developments on that bad boy, and we'll probably round it off on some other stuff that whatever we feel about talking. And obviously, this is going to be getting you guys through the Easter weekend. And also, if you want, you can contact German Dave and myself on Discord because we will be watching Wrestling Mania, and that's going to be an absolute bugger of a show for German Dave because he is going to stay up the entire night watching both nights.
But he won't watch the NHL playoffs, which is an actual sport and an actual spectacle.
Will be fucked.
And he doesn't care.
Just say it. It's fucking NHL season, boys. You
Ah.
keep on complaining about bitches that flop around all over the place. So we've got some hockey, NHL playoffs. This is where it happens. This is where the real men play sport, guys.
I'd rather still watch
I will absolutely. I will
watch
absolutely
a bunch of
watch
dudes in
the
spandex
NBA
doing
playoffs.
really bad, or you're gonna watch the NBA playoff. Dude, like you don't even give it a chance. You're like these asshole Americans that say other countries are shit and they haven't left their county. You know?
No, I want to give it a chance. My time is limited though.
Yeah, so watch the good sports. I'm telling you, NBA is a bunch of 7'4" black dudes crying like a bunch of 12-year-old white girls. That is the NBA. Done. Let's move on. If it was the 80s, different story, but bitches pursue.
By the way, the most cry. By the way, the most crying is happening by the white players. Just what I'll leave it there.
They're all crying. Who cares which one's doing what? They're all a bunch of bitches. Like the NBA is the trashiest thing. It's like America produces the greatest sports in the world, and then they have the NBA. Then they have the NBA. Like, who cares? A bunch of people from California.
I'm watching it. That's
my
whole my whole childhood. I'm watching basketball. I can't.
Well, you fucked up.
Just let.
You fucked up. What can I say? You fucked up. It's like
it's my
you know
childhood.
what? I fucked up as a kid too. I fucked up as a kid.
Sorry that
I played baseball.
Didn't know North America.
I played baseball.
Showed me hockey.
As a kid, I played baseball, and that was a waste of my time because it's like this is what fat kids play. And I mean, granted, I was a fat kid, but I mean, I could have not been a fat kid and played a real sport. You know, that would have made me not a fat kid by playing a real sport. I did play hockey in the winters, but like during the summers, I mean, wasted my time playing baseball. So I mean, we fuck up and then we learn. And then later on, it's like, I'm going to play some footy because I mean, I was old enough to kind of speak for myself. That happened, but you know, we live and learn.
You all right, buddy?
Give up on the NBA and watch some NHL playoffs, and it's beautiful.
I thought Apple triggered Dave, but I guess it's the NBA triggers him more.
It's just so bad. I mean, we do all this talk about these players having no personality, no grinta, nothing. They're hollow. Like the epitome of hollow players is the NBA.
That is, I can't disagree with that. They all pass the same girl around. Like, you ever notice like the girlfriends or the wags of NBA players? Like they cycle them with each other. Like one day,
yeah, but that is the
they're a bunch of cucks.
Dumb players.
No, they're just a bunch of cucks. They're imbeciles. A lot of them. Like hockey players are dumb too, but at least they're like, yeah, I'm just a farm boy. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I'm not gonna like roll out with all my bling and act all fucking like I'm better than you and shit. Like Mr. LeBron.
because they can't afford it. Like most hockey contracts are shit.
They still make a few million a year.
Yeah, I mean, they make a few million, but they don't make enough, like, fuck you millions, right? Like, there's making a few millions, and then there's making, like, fuck you millions, right? There's a difference.
Even so. And some of these guys do make fuck you millions.
Well, yeah, some of them, like Connor McDavid, would probably be the only player I could think that makes that kind of money.
Yeah, and have you ever listened to an interview with Connor McDavid?
Yeah, and he has very great mannerisms.
Yeah, he's
Canadian.
He's just a plate dude.
Because he's Canadian.
And then what? You get LeBron James, and what does he do? Just talks about how amazing he is. Who cares? Kids from California care. Go cry on your polished ass court somewhere. Nobody cares.
Gosh, I miss the days of MJ and Kobe. Those guys would have been a totally different breed. I know.
I mean, it was a different. I mean, this is old man yelling at the cloud shit, but like the NBA especially has gone to absolute shit. Nobody I know watches it anymore. Nobody cares.
And we've got 15 comments from Primo Calcio agreeing with you coming on this video once it gets posted too.
but honestly, though, it's like, tell me I'm wrong. I know I'm hurting Dave's feelings here. But listen, we're never too old to learn. We can choose better choice. We can make better choices in life.
I don't care.
Hey, I look. Watching basketball because I know the players, I know the sport, and I watched that like my whole childhood, and I don't know, it just grew with me, right? But I can like start watching other sports as well. Like I'm not saying I will never watch hockey. It's just I have to find the time for it. That's just you're making it seem like I fucking hate hockey when I haven't watched a hockey match yet.
Watch a fucking hockey match. You've got to watch Top Gun. You got to watch a hockey match. So I'm telling you right now, you will be pleasantly pleased
I will
with
do
both of
both at
those.
some point.
With both of those, you will be happy that you made that choice. You'd be like, why didn't I do this sooner? Why did I waste my time with LeBron?
You know, I think my concern is you're building way too much anticipation for German Dave to do it, and then it's like it happens, and then you're just kind of like, well, fuck, I don't know what to do now.
Then you watch the second one. There's always more. And then you watch the fake trailers for the third one. Get excited.
You're gonna make him hate that poor movie.
Oh shit. But no, seriously, if people of the world, if you haven't watched the hockey, especially at the playoffs, I mean, it's a rocking sport. It's high pace, it's high scoring, it's high hitting. It's action. And these dudes are tough motherfuckers. Like, most of them are injured playing into the playoffs, and you won't even know it. And you find out afterwards that guys have fractured ribs and broken clavicles or torn whatevers, you know, and they just keep on going because they got to keep on going.
But
honestly, I would be surprised if any of the hockey players like is completely healthy at the end of the season.
None of them are.
None of them are.
None of them are.
Yeah.
No, man. Your goaltender probably doesn't have knees. He's just getting injections every period.
That's so true. That's so true. Oh, that's so true.
It's one of the few sports that, even though it has been watered down, because everything has been watered down through the ages, but it's one of the sports out there, along the likes of things like Aussie rules football and like hurling in Ireland. Like, there's some crazy ass sports. Don't get me wrong. But in terms of like the big North American sports, I mean, obviously NFL is really rough. Like hockey, man, it's just so underrated. And people watch the NBA because, I don't know, because Kobe one time and now he's dead. Now we have LeBron.
Hold on. Now I'm tagging it. Now I'm tagging it. Now I'm tagging it.
You got a reaction. Let's go.
Basketball from the, I want to say 85 to about 2007 was peak.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most entertaining.
I watched it back then.
Hold up. I would argue the peak was until the Cavs versus Warriors finals. After that, nobody cared about it anymore. When you had the LeBron versus Steph Curry was the last spike of the NBA that it was interesting, right?
No, yeah, I agree with you as that being like the second spike, because for me, where it like dropped off was when LeBron, when the Celtics made that big three, and I think it was 2008 or 2009. It kind of just was like,
Pierce, Allen, and KG, right?
Though I think Kobe beating it brought it back up, and then it just went back down with LeBron James going to Miami. Because like for me, that was like the amount of parity.
But honestly, don't you think that LeBron at that time made it more interesting because nobody cared about the Cavs? Like, yes, I guess he was at the Cavs, but the Cavs were like a mid team. Like, It's like, dude, Lecce, I don't know, drafting Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi, and all of a sudden, Lecce is interesting. They're interesting, but as soon as they leave, like, nobody cares anymore, you know?
That happened. I mean, look at Kawhi Leonard. He went to Toronto, won a championship, and he's like, fuck Canada.
No, but
The NBA
Toronto
is
has a team.
California, so we went to California.
Yeah, again, for me, I think the
Yeah.
NBA
No,
lost quality.
Toronto actually had history and good players and all of that.
History? We're formed in '97. There's no fucking history. Vince Carter's our
No, I know,
franchise
you
player.
still,
Who gives a fuck?
yes, yes,
Who
and
gives a fuck?
that's what I'm saying. Like, Vince Carter is still one of the most interesting players like ever in
He's
the
one of
NBA,
the
and
best
he
dunker
happened
ever.
to play in Toronto, man, and that helps with it.
Because he got drafted. He was in the expansion draft. It's like, hey, the new team, you get the first pick in the best picks. Oh, look, there's this Vince Carter guy. I guess we stumble on this fucking superstar that brought us into the playoffs right off the fucking bat. I'm like, yeah, he was fucking amazing. We didn't deserve it. And then we got, oh man, Toronto people. We got mad when he left after, fuck, how many years it was. It was a long time. Can't remember now.
That's why Toronto deserves nothing. That's all I'm going to say.
In a lot of cases. Yeah. But they do deserve an NHL win. You got to give them one of those. As one of the original 6.
No.
You know, they need to get thrown on once in a while.
My Detroit Red Wings, no. The Red Wing in me says no.
Yeah, well, we're playing tonight. Not that it matters, because you guys are out and we've clinched the division, so it's just a fuck you game. We're going to play our fucking 5th stringers.
Okay.
See what Detroit does. Probably already drinking.
We're already getting plastered.
All right, guys. So, if I happen to become a hockey fan at some point, which team should I
Vegas
support?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
The new Seattle team. Go with the new Seattle team.
Are there non-hipster picks or he's
Dallas would
just
be
wants
like a
to root for the
non-hipster
successful team,
pick.
or like
I would do an original
don't know
6 team.
anything
An
about
original
football.
6 team that's not
Enlighten me.
Canadian. Just because fuck Dave.
Well, no, I wouldn't suggest going for the Leafs. That's a tough go. If you want to be just like out from left field, go for the Dallas Stars. Nobody follows the Dallas Stars. No, nobody cares. It's because they're Texas. You know,
if you wanted a left field one, you would pick the St. Louis Blues.
No, they have, man.
They don't have history.
Yeah, they do. In the 80s, 90s, they were big. Yes, they do. You were just a wee little one. But they had their time.
Oh, like the Cowboys from Dallas, yeah.
And St. Louis won a
few
years ago.
You know who he could pick? He could probably pick either. Yeah, I think he could pick the Flyers because he's already a Philly fan.
Good. If you want to keep the city. The Flyers is a gritty team. If you want a team that fights, pick the Flyers.
Well,
they're assholes.
They're goons.
I love them, but they're assholes.
So my suggestions would be, I would say the Flyers.
That's what the Eagles do. So I kind of can work with that.
Maybe, yeah. Flyers wouldn't be a bad pick, actually.
So I would say the Flyers. I'm gonna throw the Stars on there because fuck it, why not? The LA Kings.
Just random.
The LA Kings.
They had the history because of Gretzky. And they won. They were big in the 2000s.
The Avalanche.
And they have a cool logo.
Oh, the Avalanche. They were huge in the 90s. They won. They were with Patrick Roy, greatest goalkeeper of all time.
And then I would throw the Red Wings as a wild card pick for you. Just because I think the Wings will be back in a couple of years. I've been saying this for 5 years.
Yeah, you have been saying that for a while. You sound actually like a Leafs fan.
And this is why I hate Toronto.
Oh boy. All right. So let's shift off the hockey. I know there's not like tons of hockey.
Yeah, we don't want to get ourselves an icing call and get called out here. Get called on the bad shift change here.
Yeah, too many men.
Too many men.
Too many men. All right.
Too much forechecking.
There's never too many men.
No, there's not.
Yeah, so I guess you want to get the update on my neighbor.
You want me to do my leg or do you want to do the neighbor? I can talk about my leg because
go with your leg.
Really weird appointment today. So we're on week 3. I think it's week 3/3.5 of my Achilles rupture. And so we got the MRI results. And we're sitting and he's kind of going over them to me, and he's like looking at my leg and how it's progressing, and like the swelling's gone drastically down. I can take my boot off and I can stand on my leg, which is crazy, right? So like I'm like super stoked. I'm like, hell yeah, I can potentially, come back to life here and be a human being. So I'm like going in there and I'm thinking, okay, what's the deal? And he looks at me and he's like, I don't know how to tell this to you. And I was like, what? You actually had a complete tear. I'm like, wait, what? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, but there's no deformities. And he's like, I know. He's like, the spot that you tore it is like the most like ununique spot that's been torn in. And I'm like, okay. So then I got graphics. Not of my leg, but I've got
I was hoping for the scans. You should have
No,
got them.
I do, but you're not gonna be able to see anything that makes sense. So apparently, I actually tore it up here in the where it's called the soleus mitotendus. So this area right here. See if I can make this bigger.
That's what she said. I've been watching The Office again. I'm sorry, guys. Classic. That's what she said show.
Bam. So right here. So apparently this is your soleus muscle. I'm not a doctor here, just going off of Google. My injury happened right here. So it's the junction site. So it's where like your muscle and the tendon begin to form. So that's where I had it. So technically it's considered like a muscle / tendon tear. So apparently I tore this bitch clean off. Do I need surgery? No. They said it's not, there's no need for surgery because again, it's a muscle, blood flow is very substantial in this area and yada, yada, yada. Right. So, the thing is like what they don't understand and what I don't understand is how the fuck am I standing?
It's just Balkanism.
A Balkan power, you tear Achilles is
Balkan
okay.
toughness, right?
It's I guess apparently it's Balkan toughness. That's honestly what we can chalk it up
Are
as.
you able to drive 10 hours straight? Are you capable?
I am not capable with this foot. Maybe on cruise control.
No, I'm just saying in general.
Oh,
the
yeah.
joke, remember?
I can drive 10 hours straight.
Just remember the whole two-door thing? The glazing?
Yeah.
Just a joke. It was a Balkan joke. Fuck. Okay. Let's go on.
And that bombed.
Yeah, well, thanks for letting it go over your head. But yeah, let's go on to your solus.
Because I thought we're not talking about Juve, but whatever. No, I'm just kidding.
Can't
So
help it.
yeah, my solus. I am solus. Yes. So because normally like where most injuries occur is down here. This is the area where most Achilles tears, Aaron Rodgers and whatnot happened. And this has limited to no blood flow. And that's where most people have to do the reconstruction. But since mine was up here, I don't need to do it. However, they're saying that again, my recovery time is a lot faster than expected. So to give you guys the silver lining, your boy Dash has been approved to start physical therapy. So I will be able to, retrain my calf because it does feel a little bit weird. My calf has turned into fucking spaghetti in a sense. Yeah, it really is. Like my calf is like turned into mush effectively. Like I can flex it now before I couldn't. But yeah, my calf is effectively mush, and that's going to be the big focus of getting my calf ready to go. As far as like being able to drive and do like normal human functions, he's projecting it at 2 months. I'm anticipating it to be half that time, just based off of how my recovery is going. I'm anticipating that. For him, again, my doctor's concern is whether or not I'll be able to brake effectively on a car with no Achilles. Or well, technically, it's reattached itself by now. But with the injury that I had, so that's one silver lining.
Just e-brake everything.
E-brake the fuck
Tokyo
out.
drift.
So that's where the injury site is. It's again out of all the Achilles injuries that you can get, that's probably the best one you could suffer from. Just because again, when it comes to recovering your body, the more blood flow, the more stable the recovery is. So I've been already doing laser therapy and rolling, not foam rolling, but there's a roller table that they put me on and they roll my calf to improve blood flow to the area. My biggest focus and one of the main things that I am trying to do is I'm trying to limit the amount of scar tissue that forms. So my foot or my doctor and my chiropractor are big advocates for it's called regenerative healing or regenerative medicine, where they effectively put the body in a position to enhance its regenerative properties, right? So um, I'm hoping that again there isn't scar tissue or there's a minor amount of scar tissue because if I can, mitigate the scar tissue, I can maintain the elasticity of it and I can, play sports how I normally would play instead of not being able to play again. So they're
At
saying
least
again,
the risk of re-injuring, right?
yep. So it sucks. I'm still going to be out for a while as far as sports wise. I don't think I'll be kicking a ball for probably 12 to 14 months, which is fine. I've already come to terms with that mentally that it's like, I can't play the game that I've used for release for so damn long. Which is again, it is what it is. The other silver lining is just due to my body's adaptability and recovery. I have been considered a candidate for stem cells.
I always think of that South Park episode, the stem cells. It's like obviously that was a long time ago, that episode. Like where are we in the world of stem cells?
Well, we're
I
pretty
am not
far.
familiar with.
So let's go to Google.
Because it used to be like voodoo, like it was kind of a hot topic. And it's
Yeah.
kind of quiet. They're quiet. Nobody heard of them anymore.
Well, I think because they're doing it more actively. So, like for example, Aaron Rodgers did it for his Achilles. So stem cells, what do they do? So you've heard about stem cells in the news. Perhaps you've wondered why it might help you or a loved one with a serious disease or injury. So what are stem cells? Stem cells are a specialty type of cells that have important properties. They're able to make more cells like themselves, that is, and they self-renew. They become other cells that do different things in the process, such as differentiation. Stem cells are found in almost all tissues in the body, and they're needed for maintenance of tissue as well as repair after injury. So effectively, it's using it to minimize scar tissue. That's kind of what it's for.
Yeah, it's free, it grows. But like clearly society has accepted this as a treatment. It's not doesn't have that same fail across. I just remember like I want to say like the 2000s, maybe even the 2010s. It was like, oh, stem cells, it's crazy. It's kind of like AI now, right? Where everyone's like, oh, watch out for the AI, gonna do bad things to you. That was stem cells back in the day.
Yeah. It looks
So it's
like
just
there's
and you're talking
more.
about it, like it's nothing now.
It looks like there was more, and he kind of referenced Aaron Rodgers' recovery. Him and I have different injuries, obviously, but Aaron Rodgers came back faster. As far as like being able to walk and do normal functions, obviously he didn't play because the Jets sucked that year. But like for example, Aaron Rodgers came back by utilizing stem cells and physical therapy. So
They
because like the
played
average
like
recovery,
trash.
yep. So, like for example, Aaron Rodgers was able to return to the practice field just 11 weeks after surgery. And
That is actually pretty quick.
yeah, so I'm trying to
Yeah,
see if
but
I can.
he was. I don't remember whether he was walking around or whether he was just standing throwing the ball. I don't think he moved much in those practice videos. But yeah, man. I mean, it's a good example of therapy going well, but yeah, you take it a bit more and more easy than Aaron Rodgers did it.
Yeah, so again, and that's kind of what he was referencing because, like, when it comes to like physical stats and performance and whatnot, like, body compositions, like my compositions are pretty well. Like from an athletic perspective, like I have a very good physical composition. I mean, even before the injury, I was playing footy 4 to 5 times a week, right? And those were not just like kick the ball and dick around. It was high intensity sessions where I was playing, at least 90 minutes to 2 hours worth. So, like, when I got injured, my composition was pretty good, and I've always kind of maintained that, and obviously, I'm in my 20s, so, like, obviously, that
Is it
plays a
is it
benefit to it.
obvious? Is it obvious though?
Is it? I'm balding.
Sorry.
So, kinda looking at the timeline, so, like, for example, with Rogers, September 11th, does surgery, and then I don't have to, so again, that's a little bit of a difference between him and I, but, because with Ron, so I'll go back to this graphic here. Ron did the bottom, so this was where his Achilles popped, was down here. So again, no blood flow to the area, limited to no blood flow, and that's generally, where his injury happened, and for him, you had to reattach this, where, again, I'm up here, so I don't need to do that. Ugh. So let me go back here. So apparently, again, in November, he was kind of walking and moving around per se, so he was able to kind of get back into it. So it's within a 2-month time frame. So right now, I'm in 4 weeks, almost 4 weeks since I injured mine, and I'm already walking around. I've kind of been testing my foot. I've been taking my boot off and kind of standing on both feet just to kind of not get my body to forget per se. Because when you keep something in your body locked in a position or in a stasis, it adapts to the stasis and it becomes the new normal. So then when you try to go back to what you're doing, it's weird. For me, to be honest with you, when I step on ground with my foot, it feels weird because it's, most of the time I'm in a boot. And even before then, I was in a splint. So it felt weird for my foot to do that. So, it's more so just kind of getting used to it. I'm flexing my ankle, trying to just keep movement in my foot just to kind of get everything used to it. But I think right now, the big objective that I have for it is just to get back to the point where I can just be a functioning human being, where I can just drive and walk without any kind of supports or anything like that. So I'm shooting. I know he said 2 months, and that would put me the first week of June, first or second week of June. I'm trying to get back within the next 2 or 3 weeks to just be functioning and just be a normal human activity. Obviously, sports wise is out of the picture. I know that it sucks. It is what it is. Uh, that's where I think I'll be able to kind of channel my energy at physical therapy more so. So it's going to be physical activity, but it's more so retraining that. So I've got that. So I've got a bit of a ways to go, but I think I might have already turned the corner on the negative, on the bad stuff. So I think we're kind of through with the bad stuff and onto the good things, and hopefully this stem cell stuff works. If it could cut my recovery time by 50%, shit, I'll do it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
And grow a third fucking arm midstream. Just
Yeah, the return of the stem cell. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm excited. That is good. That's always a good step.
no pun intended.
The one step, man. All right, well, that's good news
Well,
overall.
whatever helps you, right? I mean, most important is to be, like you said, a functional human being, so you don't have like long-term issues. That's honestly most important. And like we debated also a couple of episodes ago, like I think you can still find an outlet in football, right? Like you still can be part of the game. You can coach, you can visualize it from outside. Like you still can have impact on the game and concentrate on the game that you love. It's yeah.
You know, because I've been thinking, obviously, because I don't have much to do besides think nowadays. Part of me has been thinking where, I've kind of been leaning towards just kind of stepping away from it entirely and just going and doing something new. Because it's
No-
like, and
Nothing
it's not,
wrong with it.
and it's not because like the game's broken my heart or my Achilles has ruined the game for me or anything like that. I think I've always been locked in and laser focused on it for so damn long that I never really kind of went out and did other things,
Mhm.
right? So it's like, and again, it's like when people are like, well, was it worth it? And would you take back the injury and yada, yada, yada? And it's like, no, I don't think I would. because I saw the pinnacle that I reached. And like, I was there. I signed with a team. Like I got there, right? So it's like I know, and I was able to learn where it's like, okay, this is where I'm at. And now it's kind of like it kind of goes into this like old cliche theme where it's like win, lose, it doesn't matter, is you don't have to fight anymore. Like it's the old kung fu mantra where it's like the goal is not like, when you train mixed martial arts or anything like that, right? It's not really to beat people up. It's so you don't have to. And it's like one of those things where I'm kind of, playing it in my head where it's like I proved what I needed to prove.
Did you
Like
need to prove things though? Really?
I felt like I did. Growing up, I felt like I did.
Yeah.
Um, and again, that's the big emphasis there. Like I felt like I needed to. And where it's like and I think it was more so chasing myself and it was chasing a ghost versus chasing like an actual thing. And I think because I focused into it. I'm like, I'm gonna get here, I'm gonna get here, I'm gonna get here, I'm gonna get here, I'm gonna get here. And then I got there. And then I'm like kind of like in that like, what the hell's going on now? What do I kind of adjust on? And then pop my Achilles goes within, 2 weeks of that. So and then it's just kind of like now I'm kind of sitting there thinking, and it's like, obviously I'm gonna train. I'm gonna get myself physically back into it. I'm gonna get myself back in shape. I'm gonna do this and yada yada yada. I'm not like, I'm not ever gonna not kick a ball again, right? That's not what I mean. But when it comes to like stepping away, where it's like I'm stepping away my mental focus from it, where I'm not looking at it to improve my free kicks or to improve my dribbling or to improve this, where it's like if I play, I'm just there to laugh and have fun with the people that I'm with. Versus where it's like, I would travel to different cities, I would travel to different boroughs and battle, not battle, but like compete with people to learn their styles, to push myself and do that. Where I'm kind of looking at it now where I'm just kind of like, I should just, like, what's the point? Right. And I don't mean it from like a negative, like I'm mentally broken, where it's just kind of like, I did it. Like it's done. I won.
Found closure. You found closure, I think.
Yeah.
Like, you played it as long as you could, like, you played it until your body failed you, like, essentially. And, yeah, like, you milked it as much as you could, right? So, you used your opportunities as much as you could. And, hey, whatever happens now is in your hands, like, the game is always there for you, like, if you want to do it in coaching, I don't think anybody will like, just as an example, like, you have a future in the game if that is what you want, but I would find it so ironic if you choose basketball just to fuck with Dave.
There's
Well,
nothing wrong with basketball. It's the NBA that's shit.
ironically, basketball is my second sport that I play. So like
I
to
played
keep
it
my
too. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I don't hate that's the thing. Basketball's a great sport. But yeah, go. Sorry.
yeah, to keep myself in condition and to kind of make my body more well balanced, I would play basketball. So that's kind of funny. So yeah, I already play basketball. Oh, I did play basketball. Now I can't obviously, but yeah, that's where I'm kind of like where my head is just like I'm looking at it from the like I don't know, I just do other things. Look at other like mm, pick a new hobby and do something else where it's just like because like the way that I laser focused at the in the game, like I just made myself too laser focused on something, tunnel vision, and just focusing on this and nothing else. And it's like I kind of neglected a bunch of other things around me. And it's just kind of like maybe I'm just growing up and being an adult now,
Yeah,
but
that's a bit of that for sure.
or I'm just
Another thing would be having a kid. That'll be like, oh shit, it's not about me anymore.
yeah. So now I just kind of look at it where it's just kind of like, eh. Like I love the game and I love the sport and I love doing this and commentating on Juve as how garbage they are, but I think it's just kinda like one of those things where now it's just kind of like I can just move on, right? Like, I can just
Mm.
move on from the sport and do something else.
But like you're still involved with the sport. That's one of the
Yeah.
reasons too. Like I started this with the YouTube is because I mean I love Juve. I have that passion. I want to talk about it. Um, but like it was at that point in my life where I couldn't. Like my body broke down. Just is what it is. Like I broke. So I'm happy to do this, and I even do it with hockey a couple times a year. I did it last Friday. I announced a hockey game. You know, it's just like one of those friendly tournament type things, but they're always looking for volunteers, and I just do it. It's fun. Yeah, I'll get on the microphone and announce. Sure.
Yeah, if I told like, because this is something I've said on the pod before I've even told anyone else outside of the pod. So you guys got an exclusive of it. So I guarantee you, when my buddies listen to if they listen to this, they'll sit there and be like, "Wait, you're actually going to retire?" Like, I guarantee you, I'm going to have that conversation. No, I'm not going to retire.
But
don't
not play at that level necessarily, where it takes that toll on your body. And that
I think for me, if I were to step back into it at that level or something like that, it would have to be for something important.
Mm-hmm.
I think
like your career too, that's taking up more of your time, and that has more of an importance on your life as well. You have to start prioritizing different things in life as well, right?
God, that just sounds terrible.
It is, but you're at that point in your life where like it's your career. I mean, you don't have a lady right now, so you don't have that distraction.
Could you imagine if I did? Holy smokes, that'd be.
I mean, that's good. That's a good distraction usually.
It depends on the lady, right?
But like, just your life changes. That's the whole point, right? Like, it's never the same thing. And if your life is the same thing for years and years and years on end, well, like,
you're doing something wrong, and that's kind of what it was, right? Like, I was just work, play footy 4 or 5 times a week, and I'm like, damn, I think I'm just missing out on stuff here, and like with all this free time and just kind of looking at things and kind of being introspective on it all, it's just kind of like, yeah, I've been missing out on a lot of stuff, and I need to broaden said horizons and become one with the universe. Touch grass, literally.
Not turf. Yeah, too much time on the turf.
No,
way too much time on the turf.
No turf for now.
And man, like I'm happy to say that my grass it's grass again. It's not snow. It only took till the end or mid-April, I guess. And, I got grass again.
I have grass again. That's In here, I thought that's something I'd hear my mom yell or enjoy saying. My mom's a huge, huge green thumb.
Oh, my wife is big into it. I enjoy it, of course. Like I like getting on the ride-on, pretend I'm racing around the corner as I go around a tree. I get a couple beers. It's brutal because I'll do it like Sunday night after the F1 race, and I'm like, I gotta go fast. It's just a fun thing. This is what happens when you get old. Your fun happens on the lawnmower.
He's like the lawnmower.
Yeah, the lawnmower. And German Dave probably doesn't even know what we're talking about because he probably has cobblestone or some European brickwork sorts. What do you got? What's your yard like? Do you have grass?
No, I have grass, but I have literally no knowledge of it. Like when I moved here, I just put it in there. It grew. That's it. I cut it every now and then. I have no specific knowledge of grass or flowers or trees, like overall. Like,
you don't really need to. Grass just kind of grows. Like as long as you don't have a dog pissing on it every day, it's
but
straightforward.
still gotta take care of it, right? Because it looks like bad when it's just
but you don't have to.
Bushy,
As long as it gets enough water,
and
not too much water.
So you gotta.
Honestly, Germany is not lacking.
No, that's you're in a climate where you don't care. Yeah, it just rains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's not like
just
you live
when
in
it's actually
Texas.
when it's actually when we have like very hot periods, and then I have to do it like every other evening. But yeah, it takes care of itself, honestly.
Yeah, no,
Just
grass doesn't
cut
have
it
to be
every now and then.
complicated.
Like it's not.
I mean, that was one thing.
What I
Go ahead, German Dave, you're back.
Oh, I didn't realize I was gone because I heard you guys actually. No, I'm planting
we
like
stopped. We thought
veggies
you were
and fruits and
talking.
all of that stuff.
Yeah, I have
Then
because
I
my
have a delay again.
Oh, that German internet. We'll figure it out. I think I might have a solution for this.
But yeah, you know, it's interesting because my parents are working on the landscaping of my house right now, just because obviously I can't do anything, and like my mom's like putting all this like turf builder and all this like specialty stuff on there, and I'm like, can't you just like? She's like, well, no, my parents like literally laid a full dump truck of dirt on my lawn, on my front yard, my
Yeah.
backyard,
Okay. Yeah.
and like with the seed and stuff like that. Like I'm telling you, man, it's that Balkan communist grower shit. Oh my god, no, because like it's a funny background story because my mom, the village that she was in back in the old commie days, was agriculture. It specialized in agriculture, so she's like a wizard when it comes to any kind of agro or anything like that. I did not ask her if she could grow marijuana, folks. I have not asked her that. She probably doesn't know, unfortunately,
You
because it
could
was
come to Canada for that, but tariffs and shit. So
yeah. But yeah, so it's just working on that. I think and it kinda sucks because I'm like, I wish I could work on my house so I could just get it done and move in, but I can't. And it's just like, it pisses me off. It sits there and I can't do anything about it. And I don't want to pay a shit ton of money for some random ass contractors to go in there and doing a half-ass job.
just pitch a tent in one of the rooms and live in there.
Hey, get a cardboard box, like a cardboard box mattress, put it on my dating profile. Has a house, but it's a cardboard air mattress.
I just need a bed and a
Yeah.
mattress, right?
Hit up IKEA, and while you're at IKEA, you can shop for moms.
Shop for moms?
Yeah, the single ones.
Oh. Oh. Ugh.
Yeah, I like a 30-year-old mom. Absolutely. Keeping, getting some of those like live, love, learn, laugh, whatever signs for their bathroom. Just shopping to make their little house nice.
No.
But the
Hey,
type.
if she's hot,
Oh yeah, come on, IKEA. That's a place to shop. I would never shop there for furniture, but I would shop there for mothers.
I didn't even realize that place is still popular. I thought that was like 2010.
No, people lose their mind over this shit.
Really?
Yeah, people are losers. It's like
it
Costco,
absolutely is.
Yeah, you know how people get weird about Costco?
People still get weird about Costco?
Yes, man. Yes, they do. The people are insane. They're nuts about Costco. There's like an army of Costco legionnaires out there that will like crucify you if you say anything bad about the company. And they'll
Costco
always tell you what the
sucks.
deals are. It's like, oh, I got this amazing deal at Costco, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but did he need it? No, but it doesn't matter. It's a great deal. I never run. Costco, just chill, guys. I stopped going to Costco. I was one of those guys for a long time, and then I moved farther away from a Costco. And it's like it's not worth the drive. I don't do it. And you know what? Don't fucking care.
Why would it be?
Fucking care. Doesn't matter. You don't need it unless you're like a Mormon family with 25 children. In which case you're not watching us. You're Mormon.
You said you're not watching this because
I mean, why do you have the internet? Aren't you supposed to be rocking it old school?
You mean Amish?
Maybe you're on
Amish?
Yeah, okay. That's probably more accurate. Mormons have the internet, yeah. It's that weird, like Midwest America weirdness. It's all in the same realm
There's a lot. You got to be more specific.
There is a lot there. I'm just kind of like putting it into a box. Mormons and Amish people.
You said they're Mormon. I'm like, Mormons have internet and electricity. What are you talking about? He's like, the ones that have the fuck ton of families. I'm like, that's Amish.
I fucked that one up. The Germans are they're at fault for the Amish. They created them. The Germans and the Dutch.
Did they really?
Yep.
Yeah, they came from that
Dude,
part of the world.
if you knew how many we still have here in Germany, crazy.
No, really. Tell us about it. How's it like there?
Oh yeah.
like
honestly, I don't know how much there's to say about, because I'm not too familiar with them. I just know there are, especially like in Bavaria, like in all the, I don't know, all the like Germans, like sub-states, or what is it called? Like yeah, like all the different regions, depending on how much yeah, the more like village type cities, right? There are still a lot of them, and they're still boycotting technology and all of that.
So it says the roots particularly come from areas of the Palatine region in Germany, Switzerland, and Alsace, whatever, French.
Yeah, yeah, that's why it's more in southern Germany.
Interesting. See, we're learning about things again. I fucked it up, but now we learn.
Catastrophically.
We always learn stuff, right?
It's part of the After Dark is where we just learn shit and drop knowledge on people.
Hey, we are here to learn, man.
Yeah, we are. I mean, it was a happy mistake.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was
beautiful.
Beautiful mistake. Just pull out next time. Get it? Because Mormons don't.
Oh my lord!
Fun fact. I don't know if this is true, but they can't, they can't fornicate for pleasure. It's only for reproduction purposes. So
there's like a bed sheet in between.
Yeah, they just go, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I've heard. I just did that on YouTube. Oops.
You were showing a hydraulic piston.
It was a hydraulic piston.
Engineers, they're weird about things.
Yeah, and that's why the joke was like somebody has to be under the bed and push the bed up and down for the pushes to go. And I'm like, that.
I have heard all those jokes. I don't know how true they are, but I've heard all these jokes.
Could you imagine that? Like you're in the middle of business and then your buddy's underneath just bench pressing the bed. Like if that were to happen to me, I would just call a doll and just be like, doll, just bench press the bread.
I feel like that's something that they would do in the army in their bunks. The army? Yeah, because I mean they have to share their rooms, right? They're on those bunks, close quarters. You bring a girl home and your buddy's sleeping under you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think they're clapping cheeks in the barracks. I think
you
that's
don't think? It's frowned upon, sure, but you don't think it happens?
I cannot confirm nor deny that.
Any army buddies, let us know.
Someone's on there, bro. Quit putting us out like that, Dave. What the fuck?
I think we had one listener that was U.S. Air Force. Goose. Yeah, Goose is U.S. Air Force, I think.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I don't know if we don't know his real name, so I'm not really doxing him, but I think he said it public. Yeah, I think it's cool. We'll find out. He listens and tells me I'm an idiot, but
we'll message him and be like, do they do that? Sit there and be like, what?
Well, he's the Air Force. I'm thinking like the Army, The Air Force are pretty boys, the fly boys, right? We all, again, most of us here have watched Top Gun.
That's one of us. That's why he calls himself Goose.
To be fair, that's actually the Navy. You Americans, you have like Navy Air Force and Army Air Forces and Air Forces and Space Air Forces.
We've got flyboys, seamen, groundmen.
Got them all.
Yeah. Spacemen.
So did you hear, I just saw this report today, because again, I just get like all this random aviation stuff. She was, the demonstration team, one of the demo teams in the United States, Golden Eagles or something like that, Silver Eagles. Anyway, she was the first female like demo team member in like the 90s or whenever it was. And the team had on their government website, like the Air Force, or I'm not sure. I can't remember, but one of the military, U.S. military branches. And she was the first female to be on this air demonstration team. So it was a write-up on her, but because of Trump's DEI, like anti-DEI thing, they took it down. Because it's like, well, because this female achieved something. It's like, you can't have that on the internet anymore.
It sounds counterproductive.
What? Excuse me? It's like, that's like this shit happened like 30 years ago. Like, why lose your mind about it?
I'm sitting here like that. Gosh, it's just some of the stuff that you just like listen to what's going on. You're just like, that just seems extremely counterproductive.
Yeah, it's like I'm not here being a proponent of the
Well,
DEI thing.
what do you think of the Katy Perry outrage because she flew to space with Jeff
Why does
Bezos'
any?
rocket?
Apparently that was faked. They're saying that it's faked.
You think so now?
Yeah, there's apparently a conspiracy
I
theory.
have no idea. I just saw that there's outrage because she went, and I don't know whether it is because
Did she
like rich
pay?
people went to space instead of spending it for something else. But I have no idea what the outrage is, what the whole situation is. And before it happened, I didn't even know that this is going to happen.
No, and this is the thing.
But yeah,
What
Katy
altitude they
Perry
even
was in
get at? Like
space before me.
What's the name of it? Blue Origin or something like
Blue
that?
Origin, yeah. Blue Origin, Katy Perry. I want to know what altitude they got at because these Blue Origin flights are like, we're going to space, and like, did you really?
No,
Did you?
it was saying they went around 10 minutes, and in 10 minutes, I don't even know if they left orbit. I don't think they're in 10
No,
minutes back.
it was a
You
parabolic
don't even
arc.
know.
There was no orbit in that time.
Sure.
And then she kisses the ground when she arrives. Come on, that's a bit much.
Hey, that's not the dirtiest thing she's kissed. Come on.
Okay, but,
I see
well,
damn
how do
sure
you think
kissed
they got the
some
flight?
weird producer asses.
Blue Origin altitude.
So I got the conspiracy thing pulled up here from Daily Mail.
66 miles, so 100 kilometers. So they hit what we consider the edge of space and then came back down.
Yeah,
Cool. Cool.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, what? Come on. Blue Origin blunder. Is this the conspiracy then? What?
Yeah.
Okay, source. What are we looking at?
Daily Mail. All right,
Okay,
so
perfect.
a bizarre gaffe ignited online conspiracy theories about Katy Perry's flight into space after the New Shepard capsule landed. Blue Origin founder Jeff Bezos proudly wrenched open the door, the hatch with a specialized tool to greet the female crew. However, footage just earlier shows that the capsule door was being opened from the inside before being hastily shut. So then the internet dwelling conspiracy theorists have seized the strange moment, hailing it as definitive proof that the mission was faked. While there is little doubt that the Blue Origin rocket reached space, it just shows how tightly choreographed the staged event was supposed to be. On X, formerly Twitter, one comment said, I'd say this is the nail in the coffin fake. The claim is that the mission was an elaborate hoax. Goes viral, says the Blue Origin launch was the perfect storm for conspiracy theories. Daniel Jolly, blah, 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 from Nottingham says space is vast, complex, and inaccessible to most people. In context, this becomes easier for some individuals to question the official narrative.
They didn't really go to space. It's like they touched it immediately.
Yeah.
And like,
like
space
like
is an arbitrary thing anyways.
the Baumgartner guy that jumped from space was higher up than they were.
True. Wasn't he at like 160?
Yeah, I think it's like
100 miles. Yeah. So congratulations. Who cares if this is a conspiracy? They didn't even really do anything. Like it's obviously an engineering feat, sure, but like in the grand scheme of things, who fucking cares if they fake this and it was just a big media thing to drum up funds? Then shame on us for being fucking lemmings and following the shit.
I say it isn't. Yeah, right.
I get it. But.
I don't understand why people are freaking out about women faking things. It's not like they haven't done that before.
And it's Katy Perry, man. Like how much real, fake, honestly, what are we dealing with here?
You got some melons. That's what you're dealing with.
She lost a bit of her melons, man.
She did. She either new surgeon or she lost weight.
I mean, I don't mind her. Whatever. She's
Russell Brand took part of the divorce.
Oh, she was married to her, eh? Or him, whatever.
They were together. Oh, they were married.
Oh yeah. That was a weird part in our timeline.
See, and I just don't care about celebrity. Like, why do we care? They're just people just trying to do people things. Let them do people things.
Speaking of women in the entertainment business, and no, I'm not going the OnlyFans direction. I saw Blood and Sinners today with Haley Steinfeld.
Was it good?
The movie was okay. Like,
so you had time for that. You had a time for a not great movie.
I went straight after work to the cinema. I still have an unlimited card. Like for $20, I can go to every movie. So So I'm using that as much as I can.
You said you don't have enough time for hockey nor Top Gun.
Yeah.
But it seems like you do,
Yeah,
because you
but
just watched a half shit movie.
which hockey game starts at 8 p.m. German time? Do you have hockey games at that time?
Oh yeah, there will be. Yeah, a lot of the
Midweek?
American teams will do that on like a Saturday or Sunday. Like a
Yeah, well,
Dallas
it was
team would
Thursday
do
too.
that, for instance. Yeah, there's sometimes those matches, games, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, if
I'll hook you up.
if
I'll
if you
look at the
want
schedule.
to, if you want to, I don't know, one of these weekends when we do watch-alongs or whatever anyway, so we do, I don't know,
We'll do something. We'll do
a
German watches
call-in show
hockey.
or whatever. And after that, we will watch hockey, okay?
All right, I'll get you maybe like an Oilers game or something, so you can cheer on Leon Draisaitl, the only
Hey,
good German that exists.
hey, what? I only know him by name. I don't even know if he's actually good.
No, he is. He is actually good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean Oilers. Our Oilers are a great team too. The old Connor McDavid team there. Yeah, we'll get you on hockey. All right.
Lazio,
I guess
just an
We'll
update.
do that.
Lazio did fumble against Bode Glint. They did get knocked out by Bode Glint in the Europa League. So
Yeah.
Oh, did they actually?
they lost. They lost. They
And
lost.
do we remember which country Bodo Glimt is from, the team?
Norway.
Yes.
I remembered.
They have beautiful blonde hair, blue-eyed women there.
Just to check if we learned anything from last episode.
We did, yeah. It was like up there too. It was right up in the north. It was cool. People were like, "Oh my god, it's snowing." It's like, well, you're playing a team from the Arctic Circle. Yeah, it's fucking snowing. Congratulations. Not only just in the Arctic, like on the coast in the Arctic. It's gonna fucking snow.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my! It's like he drove 10 hours. Oh my god! It's snowing in Norway. Oh my god!
I still can't believe it's not butter.
It's like we just fucking take a moment and just realize what's going on here. Like life isn't that complicated.
I wish I was excited about life like that. Oh man, I wish I had that kind of excitement level where it's like, oh my gosh. Now I'm just like a decrepit, cranky, old, like pre-30-year-old man where I'm just like, cool. Oh god, what happened to me?
Oh man.
Hey, do you guys now food related? Do you guys have actual Easter menus? Like, do you like is Easter for you like a big family gathering time? And do you cook? And if yes, what?
It typically is, yeah. I think a lot of people, if I was to say the North American standard, is the exact same as every other holiday, which is just the turkey dinner. I think that's a default for a lot of people. But there are, like a Thanksgiving, but there are definitely variations. Lamb is a big one. That I mean, now's the time of the year you get lamb.
Yeah.
What else? I don't know.
So this is kind of breaking. This is wrestling and wrestling and politics. And because WrestleMania is tomorrow night, or not tomorrow night, Saturday night, our tribal chief. This is about our tribal chief. So, because the IWC has lost their fucking bonkers. So from Wrestling Ops, apparently Roman Reigns has come out and said that he supports Donald Trump, even though he is a registered Democrat, and that has thrown the IWC into an absolute frenzy. So, and I quote from our tribal chief. That's probably why Paul Heyman left him. Just kidding. That's why he's joining CM Punk. No. Getting in all serious here. So Roman says, or Joe, it's his real name. One person was giving us information. One person was answering questions. So that wasn't that hard. When asked if it means that he backed Trump, Roman Reigns paused for a few seconds saying, I support our president. Trump is one of those guys where he's got a vast history and huge background. He has been in entertainment. He has been in big business, politics. And at this point, I'm supporting a bright future for our country, positive and competent leadership for us to be what we are supposed to be and to be a world leader and carry respect. To do that, a world power like us should be doing. And then Reigns says, I'm making it clear that he doesn't support everything that he does. It's It's like that he needs adversity, he needs the opposition to bounce off of, he needs that competitive motivation or something, and that was the quote via Vanity Fair. I don't see why people would lose their mind off of this.
It's political and people want to
No,
do that.
look, I have no idea of the American politics, right? I just know Trump fucked what economy. That's all I know. That's my basic level knowledge. And yes, of course, like part of his history, because everybody dusts off his history again and going through the mistakes and everything he has done in the past. But honestly, I couldn't care less about him as a person and as a president. Like, tell me if I'm wrong, but you can put literally like you can't put Dash in that position as president. You can put me in there, and we don't have actual power because it's like led by the companies. Like, anyways.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I don't know why there's such a big fuss about it, honestly.
Yeah, and that's why, because like I was ironically I just opened Twitter, but I don't know why people are losing their mind over Roman Reigns saying that, where it's like he's not my tribal chief anymore, and it's like, dude, like, so like JD from New York, I like him. He's a YouTuber, or a wrestling YouTuber. Is he says, PSA, I'm still a fan of Roman Reigns. It's fucking sad how people will legit stop being fans of someone just because of their political beliefs. That has no bearing on how or what I enjoy, who I enjoy, and what form of entertainment I want to consume. Last time this happened was when The Undertaker interviewed Trump. And all of a sudden, he wasn't a Hall of Famer. Sit down, bro. Like, seriously, sit down. Nobody fucking cares. Which again, like, I you're watching Roman Reigns or you're watching The Undertaker for entertainment. You are not watching them for their political beliefs or their thoughts. So, like, who the fuck cares?
Well, that brings up the whole question that, I mean, should athletes and movie stars, whoever, these celebrities, should they even talk about this in the first place? And again, why do we care what they say?
So, like, here's like, this is a kind of a good debate, right, to talk about, where I don't care what they talk about as long as they're not forcing it onto you, right?
And that just goes with anybody.
Exactly. So, like, for example, if Roman Reigns,
everything gets forced on you these days. That's
I know,
that's
and it's, I need an adult. No, no, but like, yeah, that's where for me it's just like I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care. Like, if you think the sky is blue, fan fucking tastic. The sky is blue. Like, I don't care that you think the sky is blue or the sky is green. As long as, if I sit there and I say, like, for example, let's talk German Dave and myself. We're debating on what color the sky is. German Dave thinks it's green. I think it's blue. As long as German Dave isn't coming at me saying, like, you're a fucking idiot because it's not blue, it's green, and yada yada yada. Like, I don't
Guess
care.
what?
Like,
You're a fucking idiot because the sky is evidently green.
Yeah, you're a fucking idiot. I'm colorblind. I see what like. I mean, it's a matter of perspective. Yeah, it's a perspective. It might be green to you. It might be legit green to you, and that isn't a lie.
Yeah, and that's where, like, where you should have, where when you have difference of opinions, it's more so on the aspect of being able to sit there and try to find common ground. That's what it's always been. Like there's so many things that us three don't agree with each other on, but we can sit and have a conversation and come to a middle ground where it's like, oh, okay, I see where Dash is coming from, or oh, okay, I see where German Dave is coming from.
Like watching the NBA over the NHL, for instance.
Yeah, like, for example, that literally is a perfect example where it's just like one guy likes the NHL, the other guy likes the NBA.
No, this is
like, are we gonna break up the podcast because we can't come to ground here?
Fired.
Dave almost did.
Go on.
And B, I literally, like, in Germany growing up, like, nobody watched hockey, like, around me. So I never had, like, any connecting, like, I never connected to it. So
But I'm
now you
saying,
are,
like, you can. I'm giving you the.
and
I
now
am the
you are my
catalyst for you.
yes, and and what I'm saying is you are my connection to hockey now. And as I said, like, after one of these streams these days, we will do, I don't know, a
We'll do
watch
it.
along, a watch party, whatever you like, man.
Because, like, again, my family, I wasn't in a soccer family. I had to find that myself,
Yeah.
Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, sports are great. You got to experience all of them. It's kind of going 360 here, which is fitting because we do need to wrap up a little bit.
Yeah,
I have other things.
you got a race. Yeah, I was gonna say you got a race.
Yeah, I got a race tonight. So, yeah, it's like just enjoy all of them. Like I always love this one where, you know, you just have that guy at work, that guy, you know,
Yeah.
and he's like, oh, fucking soccer. And I know I'm saying soccer because it's in the North American context. It's like, oh, soccer sucks. Like, okay. I'm like, what sport do you like? It's like, oh, hockey. It's like, cool, I play hockey. It's like, oh, I like the NFL. It's like, okay, yeah, that's cool. So I like that. That's a good sport. You know, I'm trying to get into it. It's not really my thing, but I'm trying to get into it. It's like, who cares? Like, why do you have to hate the sport?
It's tribalism, and that's what's pissed. And this is something that gets on my nerves. Is this stupid, like this stupid nihilistic mentality of tribalism towards something where it's like, okay, you don't agree with something, or you and this one person don't mesh. It does not mean that that person is dead to you. It doesn't, because how do you become more holistic? How do you become more balanced of a person? You challenge yourself. You get challenged by other people. Your ideals get challenged. That is how you become a well-rounded individual, a wholehearted person. Is you have to have your beliefs, you have to have your dreams, you have to have everything challenged, because that's the only way you're going to see it. Because like there's like, for example, and whatever, you know, I can talk about, and I can use anime as a reference, where it's like there's this anime that I was watching. I was watching a recap video on an anime that I watched a decade ago, right? And it was this main character that was on this virtuous path of me being this savior and this hero and yada yada yada. Unfortunately, he could only get to half of his objective because he has to understand the other side. How can you, like, for example, how can you understand the darkness in someone else if you don't understand the darkness in general, in a sense? So it's
Or the
under
darkness in you. Very
or the dark,
philosophical.
yeah, if we want to get really deep, the darkness within yourself, and that's where I look at it, and it's just kind of like, and I look at it from everything and how people kind of process things, where everyone's just kind of like, I'm only on this, and I'm not going to dive anything else. And to be honest with you, that's why I think we have like a mental health epidemic. Is because people are just, this is my box. This is where I want to stay. I'm not going outside it. If someone pushes me outside it, because they're the Antichrist.
No, there is a lot of that. That like people do put themselves in the box, and I mean, I had this conversation at work with people, and it was about somebody a bit younger than all of us here, anyways. But it was that whole mentality of like, you can't tell me, don't tell me anything. And I've had that with my niece, 20-year-old, you know, living with us now, or you know, try to have a conversation like, oh, why are you attacking me? We're having a conversation. It's like, just because you don't like what we're talking about right now doesn't mean that you're being attacked. And yeah, it's just, I think you're right. Like we've just put, it's like I don't know, Lego blocks, and we just fit into those holes and we locked in. That's where we belong.
So
Like, no, you
yeah,
can move around. You
no,
got that freedom.
right. And it's like, and it's some of the kids that I'm mentoring, and they're not kids. They're, you know, 18, 19 years old. And I'm kind of like being
Oh,
this
that
big
is
brother.
kids. That
Eh,
is still the
fetuses.
stupid
These
kids.
days,
Call
yeah.
them fetuses. So like, you know, I was mentoring this one, and this, you know, this kid, unfortunately, and it's at my restaurant, right? They're my workers, and just kind of, it's just who I am as like, as a leader and as an owner. If I see you not in like tip top mental form, I'm going to ask you and say, hey, what's going on? Are you good? You know, what's the deal?
At least you're doing that. Most of the bosses or coworkers like don't give a shit about that.
I know. And you know, and ironically, people like certain like certain management styles, or certain people in the corporate world kind of like say that that's my Achilles heel. They're like, Dash fraternizes too much with the help. And that's one of the things where like I remember actually hearing that from like a bunch of big wigs, where they're like, Dash is too much of a fraternizer. Like Dash doesn't understand that, you know, he's above these people and he shouldn't even communicate with them. And it's like, fuck you.
No, that's stupid.
Yeah,
You see that in aviation a
fuck
lot.
fuck you. Yeah, and also fuck you bitches, because I will always be higher in position than you, or will get into a higher position because you are literally a man of the people. If you side with them or put yourself like mentally on their height, like in the hierarchy, like you learn them better, they learn you better, and they like you more than the boss that is trying to milk them like of all their energy and all of their hard work to do an underpaid job.
Yeah, and it just irritates the hell out of me when I heard that where they're kind of like, and this is in the corporate sense, they're it's just like, yeah, you shouldn't fraternize with the staff and yada yada yada. And I'm like, no, that's not how it should work, right? And like I just listened to that and I listen to people like people actually believe in that. That's what surprises the hell out of me. But
Oh yeah.
going back to it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm listening to the kid's story and, issue with her and her significant other and yada yada yada. And she's like already made her mind up on one thing. And I look at her and I kind of start challenging her thought process. I said, "Look, I've listened to you now. Like I've listened to your story. I'm going to give you feedback. Are you capable of handling it?" And like I asked that question initially. She's like, "Wait, what do you mean?" I said, "Are you capable of handling feedback? It's a yes or a no question. If you say maybe, I will not tell you anything. I will not give you advice or anything. I will just keep it to myself and I'll move on." And she's like, "Why are you making it so dramatic?" I'm like, "It's not about making it dramatic. It's, again, feedback. You're not going to like, there's going to be some things you might like, some things you might not like. And I need to know, are you capable of handling it? Because a lot of people aren't." And I kind of sat down and I kind of broke down, okay, this is what you told me. This is how I'm interpreting this. This is what your interpretation of it is. Do you see how things can get misconstrued and misaligned? And it's like, oh, whoa, I never thought of it that way. Yeah, because again, people are being conditioned to be tribalistic. My way or the highway. Knuck it before you buck it. If they don't do this, it's because they don't care. It's pissing me off because there is just this stupid black and white, these dumb facades that these people keep trying to play. And I don't know if it's social media that's conditioned people. I don't know if it's a higher power. I don't give a damn. But it's like I look at it and it's just like, why is everything so goddamn reactive to one thing? Instead of you building your mind up and saying, "This is what this is," even though you don't have the full story or all the details, "This is what my head's fixated on, and that's what I'm just gonna run with it." Instead of, "Hey, I don't like this. This doesn't feel right. I need to talk to you about this." And it's just those conversations don't happen. Because, like, again, perfect example, I don't like the NHL. Why not? Why not? Or I don't like the NBA. Why not? Because they're a bunch of pussies. Okay, why are they a bunch of pussies? Because X, Y, and Z.
Oh, I'll
That is
tell
how
you why.
that is in general. I
And
know, right?
and
But, like,
and my by the way, my argument with basketball, now that we have it back up again, I think it's still a heck of a athletic game, right?
Oh, it is.
And
No, I
doing that
like I said,
for an 82 game, like, but yeah, like
there we go,
trying to
common
change
ground.
the
Everybody
referee's
have
mind
orgies
and blah
now.
blah blah.
We've got common ground.
Yeah,
yeah, no, like I
it's
said, basketball is a
athletic.
great
Yes.
sport. The NBA can go fuck itself.
See, guys, see, daddy put everybody back together again. But look, again, this is the beauty of conversations. This is the beauty of intimate conversations with people is that you don't agree on things and you challenge each other's ideas and you challenge each other's beliefs with the end game of both of you becoming more holistic and better people.
Mm. So
And
because it's Easter weekend, do we have to have a discussion about Jesus now and our opinions on him?
that was my Jesus talk. That was my come to Jesus talk.
I'm just like hitting the flint on the pool of gasoline right now.
Well, don't
No,
don't
no,
don't
we won't
start
do
here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't start with that one.
that.
Um, but look, I mean, I rest my case on that. I
By
hope
the way, I am
and I'm
pro Jesus and pro science. I'm not
he's not
Jesus
Tom
is
Cruise.
hung up in
science,
the middle
man.
age.
He's not
Jesus
Tom
is.
Cruise. Listen here, Brant. Um, look though, everyone, like I'm proud of the community that we have here on Discord where we can sit down, we can discuss things, and we don't agree. Like our Discord community doesn't agree on everything. We're not a bunch of plebs that sit there and clap at our supreme rulers of YouTube content creators and whatnot. We don't endlessly simp people.
Our
Without question.
demographics might be a little bit older too than some of
Yeah.
those other places.
Yeah, fair enough. And our demographic actually rolls in grass instead of not touching grass. Um, but again, like I know it's Easter and it's kind of holiday themed here, but just have conversations, folks. And I know a lot of folks are going to be at dinner tables, Easter dinner tables with family members that they don't like or they don't want to deal with because of stupid beliefs like this. Because I know this political bullshit is going to come up at the table.
Mhm.
My big brother advice for you guys is just hear it out. Don't shut everything out because you never know what tidbit of information or things you might listen. And unfortunately, if you are a tribalistic person, hate to break it to you, grow a pair.
Unless you're the tribal chief, then he's cool, right? Is that how it goes?
To acknowledge
Oh
it, Dave.
boy.
Dave, do it for us. Do it for us.
I can't
Do it
believe
for us, Dave.
we're
Do it.
ending another
Come on.
episode.
Yes, he did it.
Yes,
I don't
you
even
did
know
it.
what I'm doing. All right. Well, on that note, I guess.
Have a happy Easter. We'll see you possibly during the weekend as a live recording. And if we don't, happy Easter. Hug your family, hug your friends. Stay hydrated. And remember, sports are the dive.
That's a new one.
I know.
Hey,
Yeah.
That was a middle finger.
like that.
All right. Yeah. See you Monday as well, by the way. Again.